Ladies and gentlemen, Orange County Championship Wrestling presents once again the Royal Ramble. And now, here's your host, the man who, while Donovan wanted to be called Mellow Yellow, he wanted to be called Fresca, John Malice.
I don't get that one. No one's ever called me Fresca before.
Nobody's called you Mellow anything either.
Yeah, that's also true. I've been called many things. Fresca and Mellow is not one of them. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrill-packed episode of the Royal Ramble, Orange County Championship Wrestling's flagship show. Flagship station, the free admission channel. The man to my left, you may recognize him the world over as the Angel of Darkness. Other people look at him and they call him the Angel of Light. Other people, well, they just call him. Ladies and gentlemen, one half the World Tag Team Champions, or the Orange County Championship Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. He is the man known as Azrael.
Still the tag team champions, always have been, always will be. Can't tear us apart. We're more on the same page than we ever have been before.
And to my right, many people know him as bad at making friends. He's also known as the guy who says, bitches always make me fly. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what that means. I was trying to be cool.
You're so
I'm trying to fit in with the beat.
Fresca.
You're like Nancy Pelosi. She throws on a dashiki and starts sitting in on everything all of a sudden.
I prefer to call him B.A. Marcus Frey. How you doing, B.A.?
Another week being tag team champions, another week staying strong, staying black, and staying beautiful.
A lot of things going on in the world. We're going to do our best to circumvent the politicalness, unless it comes up, right?
Oh, it's
nothing wrong with politics.
We ain't never met before. Right. Hello, new viewers, I guess.
Oh, man. This is what I'm going to say right now.
I was going to bring that up too. We're going to talk about that.
If you don't like my views, I understand. You can still follow John. You can still follow Azrael. You can still follow anyone else you want. But when it comes to me, you can either listen or kiss my ass.
And as for myself, I am also known as the most hated man in the indie scene in SoCal. I am Jonathan Malice, owner, operator, and CEO of Orange County Championship Wrestling. Thank you for joining us tonight. To start off, everyone knows the world is in turmoil, or the world is in a pandemic. The world is still spinning, and along with the world, we have our homespun international wrestling correspondent. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He is... Anybody?
Are we talking about JBD?
Jack Bruce Davidson.
Oh, is he
still he's still sheltering in place?
Man, come on, bro. They released that order like 2 weeks ago.
He's really scared. What are you going to do?
Well, if I look like that, I'd be scared too.
I can't hear you, Jack Bruce Davidson.
I hope the people can.
You know, maybe the whole must wear a mask thing isn't such a bad idea.
Can they hear him or they can hear us?
Can they hear him, Robert?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Can they hear him?
I don't know. Let me see.
Can you hear him, ladies and gentlemen?
Anybody that's watching, please let us know. So we got nothing from JBD.
Take him down. Take him down.
Well, that's what happens when you use that computer for usually just...
Yeah, you know what? I think the keys are all stuck together or something. We got to get Robert a splash guard.
The man's trying to pay his bill with his OnlyFans. Don't get on him like that. We all got bills to pay. But I want to talk, because people are like, well, we want to hear about the wrestling. We don't want to hear about any of your political opinions or whatever. Like, you haven't been paying attention for the last 4 years. Remember Standing Rock? Remember when the government went into the Indian reservation, threw them all out, hosed everybody down? It's not like any of these things just happened like last week. It's not like we haven't been doing this for like hundreds and hundreds of years. Everybody's like just recently started up. So like, who was I wrestling at that point in time? Rudy, the little Indian. I found the littlest Indian I could, because that's the way that I put the story together. Because if you stand up to people that bully you, you can win. And I put him over repeatedly. So it's not like the first time that we've ever had these kind of issues on the show. Go ahead and look at the episode from in Charlottesville, North Carolina, where I go on a rampage about people flying the Confederate flag, which is a traitorous flag to the United States, next to the Nazi flag, which is even worse. So you can never, ever, ever say that it's about states' rights, because you have the flag of Alabama, you have the flag of Missouri, you have the flag of every state, but you're going to a confederation of people that with their guns tried to take over the federal government. So now they're not going to fly that over NASCAR anymore, for example.
Oh,
so now
womp,
that's taken care of.
womp, womp.
And you might
man.
remember me fighting Othello when I was cloaked in the protection of the Second Amendment. And then when he struck me back with the steel chair, they got on him and not me. Because that's how I put it together. Because that's how I believe that it works. That's why me and him are a tag team now. Because this is what I believe works. If you get together and stand up against the racist fella, he will then have to join you.
Exactly. It's called a coalition, people. We are the greatest coalition that has ever hit the wrestling scene. When you have two men that normally, on a regular basis, would never see eye to eye, and yet we see that there is a system in place that needs changing. What was that system when we got together, John? Exodus? And what happened to Exodus?
They exodized.
Lucha Pro.
That's it.
What happened to Lucha Pro?
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Anyone out there know?
When you have this coalition together, there is not a man, a team, or an individual, an entity that can stand toe-to-toe with us. And that's what it's going to be moving forward. We stand strong, we stand together, we stand united. And that is the only way that we are going to move forward.
Like, pro wrestling has the ability to tell stories that matter, stories that are reflective of what's going on in the world around them. And if you're missing out on your in neglect of your duties if you're not doing that kind of thing. Sergeant Slaughter brought it up in 1990, 2 death threats, because he has big balls. I know Sergeant Slaughter isn't really an Iraqi, but he had big balls to bring that up. So whenever we're doing something together, we're on the same page.
That said, professional wrestling has always been a conduit for what's going on in the world. When you
Very
had
true.
the Iron Sheik make his run as the WWF champion, we had just gotten out of a program
Right.
with Iraq where they had held 50 some hostages for a year and was it 444 days.
Yeah,
The last guy got out 15 years later.
They were shooting dice to see who got the oil. That's all that was.
Well, whatever it was, all right. Wrestling and politics go hand in hand. All right. So we're talking about politics now. Let's talk a little bit.
Because you can tell stories in the ring that are important. You can tell stories that really matter if you try.
Sure. Let's talk about wrestling a little bit. In the WWE, anybody watch Raw this week?
Didn't see.
I watched a little
Okay,
bit of it.
I saw a takeover, and
Good.
Keith Lee comes to the ring, by the way, and Keith Lee has Black Lives Matter on his back. He's got the ring gear. He's got it on his tights, and not a single mention from any of the commentary team. Nobody pointed it out. Nobody mentioned anything that was going on. They cut the camera off of him when he's making his entrance. They go to a wide shot. So they did avoid the ring gear and the situation.
And it's not like they were taking shots of the crowd going crazy because there's no crowd.
Right.
Okay, and then
it goes wide and
so then that begs the question. The statement that was released just about a week ago, where WWE puts out this paragraph of, we stand with Black Lives Matter, we understand that there's a systematic this that needs to change. You have a wrestler that is bold enough to say, I hold the title. I represent this company. I appreciate the fact that I have worked my way to a point where they believe in me this much, but I also believe in a movement. I also believe in human rights. I also believe that Black Lives matters. And matters is the lowest sum of what we're asking for. We want to be seen as equal. It's not that freaking difficult. But you have a wrestler that's willing to stand up and say that, and what do? You practically censor him. So you don't censor Bray Wyatt, who comes out with a severed head as a lantern, and could be. I love Bray Wyatt. I don't want to say anything against him, but he could be fostering the latest serial killers of the world. You give him all the exposure that he can get, but a man that comes out and says Black Lives Matters, you wide pan because not today, Satan. No, don't want that on our screen.
Why would that be a controversial issue? Why wouldn't that be something to be? Why is it a radical political stance to be like, you know what? I'm against the fascism.
Because
Not a fan of fascism.
Because at this point, the man that runs the show is very close to the man that runs the country.
That was going to be my next point, right? And and a lot has changed in the landscape. There was a time when someone like Adrian Adonis, he had a gay gimmick and he was a heel, and everyone hated on him, right? things change.
Yeah.
Things change, and and now there's. I mean,
No,
and
you
there
had plenty of.
should
You
never-
had
there should
Gold Dust, you had Rico,
But
you had
they
all.
were all heels, right? Because
Right.
of their orientation. There was never any reason. I mean, how bold would it have been to put, a transgender or a gay character out there and actually make them a face?
Right.
That
They-
would have been bold.
they did it in
That would have been
AEW.
bold. But okay. But when has the WWF really ever been bold?
See that is the question of generations. Their boldness is, hey, this guy named Shawn Michaels isn't a physique guy. Let's make him our top champion in the wrestling federation. That's as bold as they're willing to go. Hey, these guys Brian Kendrick and Paul London are little. Let's make them one of the longest reigning tag team champions in company history. That's bold to them. So then you get opportunities to actually say, let's change the narrative. Let's make the world understand that we support everybody. We don't just support your I don't want to. Is white offensive? No, you guys don't get offended by me calling white people white, right?
No more than okay.
I'm
let me ask
pearly
you this,
beige.
and I'm going to ask if black people in the audience are watching. Here's what happened one day. One of my best friends in the world, Maurice. One day we're working the door at Panama Joe's. We were bouncers, and I said to him, I said, Mo, I got to talk to you about something. He goes, yeah. I go, I have a problem saying African American.
Right.
I say the guy's black. Does that offend you?
No. See,
And he goes, hell no. I say people are black.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing wrong with saying African American.
So here's my explanation for that. The world gets so sensitive about it, but in the reality,
do black people really get offended when you call them black people?
Some black people get offended because there are those out there that want to keep the roots pure. They want everyone to know, yes, I am a black person.
What if
my ancestry is African, so I am African American? That
what if you're from the Dominican?
Right, but that's the thing.
Irish American.
Right, and the funniest thing about that term is there's a lot of black people out here that don't even realize their ancestors probably didn't even come from Africa. There were black people all around the world.
Yeah,
you might have come. Yeah, exactly. Your family might have come from France. Your
I prefer
family
the term
might have
American.
come. It could be anywhere.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Africa the continent where human life began?
Well, which is
I don't
why-
know.
It is very true, which is
Okay.
why we are one race, and we all should understand that we all came from one area.
Let me take a minute to say hi to our viewers right now. Jason Heisel, owner operator of Venue Wrestling Entertainment. Want to say hi to him. Paul Stitz, one of our number one fans, is watching. Let's see. Kristen Teresa Bell, also known as the Auntie Heidi, is watching. Drew Masters is watching. Joe Gonzalez from Destination 6 is watching. Robert's doing something with his right hand that looks a little bit odd.
He's warming it up.
Okay. Who else is watching there, Lex?
Jay Williams,
Thank you for watching.
Johnny Valles.
Johnny Valles. How you doing, Johnny? Good to have you with us tonight.
Adam Woods is watching.
Hi, Adam. How are you getting crazy hiding in the basement?
Brian Chancey's on YouTube.
Brian Chancey, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. How you doing, Brian?
AKA Art.
Arturo Ramos Jr.,
Art Ramos is watching. Very good.
Joey the Bull.
Hi, Joe.
So
There's a
heartfelt.
guy on YouTube. His name is Thinking Again. Says the black guy sounds like a white guy trying to sound like a black guy.
Wait. The black guy, that's you, sounds like the white guy, that's you, trying to sound like a black guy.
You want to know why? Because
Black
when
folk
I'm
is supposed to talk a
when I'm
certain way.
impassioned but educated,
Yeah.
which you probably know nothing about, it sometimes comes out like that.
It's okay that they pronounce the entire word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You want me to talk like this, bro? You know I could be sitting there being like,
Please
"What's up, dog? You know we up in this
Please
piece."
don't do that. You know what?
Which is why I like our team, because like he doesn't talk that way. We're not the street prophets.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? And we're
Not at all.
I'm not making him go get the table every time.
Exactly.
Like there's a little bit of a difference.
Just
between the way that we
just
do it.
because I was raised with.
should you sit here like this?
Well, and that's another part of this world that of why we're trying to change the narrative. He would have probably enjoyed seeing a jigaboo come on here and do a little dance because that's what they expect. That's what they want. But when you
wants that?
That's what the world is always looking for.
They can't all be men on a mission.
I'm telling you, think about how everybody in wrestling has been pushed. You bring them an educated black man and they get confused. Xavier Woods, they don't like him on the microphone because he has a PhD.
From Harvard. He went to fucking Harvard.
Like,
and they got a
be
unicorn
real.
thing on his head.
I'm trying to change the page, but I would be remiss. I would be remiss if someone, especially like one of my friend out there, Tony French, if you're watching, Tony, well, what about The Rock?
About him.
And that's the thing is everyone says that.
The Rock's a mutt.
I love The Rock to death. I grew up watching The Rock. The Rock loves being a WWE wrestler. The Rock loves being black in February. Like, let's be real.
He's Samoan?
He's Samoan all the day. Every time he talks about his family lineage, his father was one of the greatest tag team wrestlers.
He was
in
awesome.
the history
Rocky
of
Johnson was the
wrestling.
man.
I mean, that dude could do anything he wanted to, and yet, unfortunately,
Except get along with Tony Atlas.
well, I mean,
Well, I don't think anyone got real along with him because
Yeah.
Tony Atlas was a real flaky guy,
Yeah,
like
he
like
was
like your
interesting.
buddy. What's his name?
Is that because like they've had
Shawn
one
Michaels?
black champion or we had one black president, so the country's not racist anymore? It's like that you have to be more qualified to get the same level.
Right.
Of work.
I mean,
The Rock was a once in a lifetime talent,
That's
and whenever Triple H or Stone Cold was healthy, they always beat him. That's not to say that Triple H isn't a great talent or that Stone Cold Steve Austin's not a great talent. But if they're about equal, Triple H beat him at every level, every time. Beat him for the IC belt, beat him for the world title. Whenever it mattered, Triple H beat him. Whenever they had any other option but The Rock, they went with The Rock. The Rock beat Mankind for his belt with assistance from Vince McMahon. And that's a guy who's like Muhammad Ali, but a wrestler. Probably the most talented human being on all of God's earth. And he's got to get Vince McMahon's help to beat Mankind for the belt. So that's the difference between the two. Stone Cold Steve Austin beat him twice, and usually when you have a set of three, it's 1-1, the third one, the rubber match. But Stone Cold beat him twice. And then when he was done, then he put The Rock over. And that's why The Rock makes movies now and he got out of wrestling, because he knows that this is Hickville.
Well, and I mean, the reality is, I mean, people don't like to say it. They don't like to view it. I've said it on the show a bunch of times before, how many black faces have represented this company, the company with the WWE title. 2 in the history of the company's creation as WWF and WWE. It was The Rock, who, like I said, is a part-timer, and Kofi Kingston.
Who is full-time. He's badass. And he lasted a week.
And it took him almost 12 years to do it, all because, I mean, Randy Orton, I love you for saying Black Lives Matter now, but you got to understand you had that golden shovel and you buried the hell out of him. We all know it. It is what it is.
Sheamus was champion within a year. Randy Orton was champion within a year. Jack Swagger's been champion. Dolph Ziggler's been champion.
Kofi Kingston
None of them
was
once in a
marketable.
lifetime talent.
Kofi Kingston was marketable and could not hold on, get a title until 11 years in.
Okay.
And there's no plans to ever get him anywhere near it again.
Okay. So, let me ask you this.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you too, Jamal. Jamal's in the green room. I'm going to ask you too, Jamal. Why doesn't someone like P. Diddy or Ice Cube or someone, I don't know, some other, what's that guy, Def Jam? Russell Simmons?
From the world of hippity.
Why don't they
Def Jam's not a
start
record label anymore.
a wrestling federation?
Okay, let me ask you this. When you go to a wrestling show and you look out over the sea of people in that crowd, how many black people do you really see?
Not enough.
Exactly.
I mean, how many times?
So
have
why?
I told you?
So
wait,
why?
How many times have I told you at my show? I go, all right, I'm gonna do everything I can to get more black people to come to our show because we got a lot of Hispanic people, we have plenty of white people, right? We have not enough Asians, right?
Because we run in Orange County and they live 100 miles away.
They don't. Long Beach,
50 miles. Long
Beach is right there.
It's a ways.
And we're in Los Alamitos, and Long Beach is right just on the other side of the freeway.
Black people don't go to American Legions, John.
Right.
Okay, let's hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamal. I'm sorry.
I'm
Wait a minute.
RJ.
Oh, that's RJ Wallace.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
jeez.
He looked like homeboy Jamal though.
Government names, man. Government names. Are a terrible thing. So Diddy did try to start a wrestling company in like the late '90s.
Okay.
But it flopped like terribly.
Why? What was it? Was that the Urban Championship Wrestling?
Yeah, Urban Championship Wrestling. Also, Diddy didn't really know what he was doing. He was trying to,
infuse hip hop with wrestling. That I mean,
You
like
can't put music with
yeah,
it.
later on he turned into a very successful video game, but
Which was fantastic.
which was
Okay,
one of
so
the greatest
why-
games of all
50
time.
Cent? I thought 50 Cent was in like the fight jam.
That was the
Yeah, so
Definitely,
so
yeah.
all Def Jam artists were in that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it was like
They do
Method
wrestling
Man.
moves,
Oh man.
So that was Russell Simmons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Russell Simmons is the head of it. Yeah,
Okay.
but Diddy tried to do it, and also at the time, like I feel like
Go ahead, put that up, Robert.
the wrestling world wouldn't take Diddy seriously because of who he was.
Right. He had no standings in the wrestling
Exactly.
world.
Who the fuck? Who's Billy Corgan? Why is Billy Corgan in
Thank
charge
you.
of a goddamn
Right,
thing?
right, but how many times have you seen
Or Tony Khan.
Billy Corgan on TV? You know, like that's the thing is when you're a figurehead, that's the investor. If you're going to invest, you got to put other people in place to be the face, which is why I always say you need a general manager. I've always told you that because if you're the guy giving the money, you need another guy out there running the show. You like just saying.
Then there's another guy you got to pay. The
well,
hell with
that's-
that?
I mean, Joseph Saint does it pro bono.
I mean, like there has to be an understanding, but at the same time, that's the biggest problem. When you sit there and you say, "I'm starting Urban Wrestling" or the Urban Wrestling Federation or whatever it was called.
How about just call it African American wrestling?
Well, and I mean,
That would have been worse than Urban.
right?
You know, Urban just
because
right, but
don't
that's-
black people live in the rural areas
And that's what
too?
I'm saying is when you don't know what you're doing, you now have neglected all the suburb people, the rural area people, because you're focusing only on those urban
Okay, so
black
there's
people.
one example.
And that's it.
How come there aren't any more?
Because
The question was, why aren't there more?
Because that's like saying, hey, Vince tried the XFL. Why didn't a black guy go out there and try to do his own thing too? When you see that something fails, it's a lot more difficult for a wealthy black person to say, I'm going to throw my hat in this ring because I see that there's a market for it.
And I'm
like
almost certain Dave
every time
Dash would have tried to do it, but he didn't have the money at the time. So
Every time I turn
That
around,
would've
some
been-
ex-athlete's trying to start a record label.
because that's where the money is.
But they always fail.
But even if they always fail, if you go out and get one Lil Wayne, or you go out and get one Drake on your record label,
Or one Tekashi
or one
6ix9ine.
yeah,
Or one Hulk Hogan,
that-
or one
or
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
somebody-
or one The Rock.
Right,
Or-
but that's the thing is now you're saying okay, black guys start your own wrestling league. Then you have to understand, are white guys going to be intimidated by a black guy being in charge? Because they could then some of these white wrestlers might go, well, I don't really want to
No,
go wrestle
they
for
will
them
not,
because I don't know if I'm
absolutely
going to get
not.
the same opportunity. It flips everything.
So what?
Look at where we are right now in the
No,
world.
no,
Everyone
I'm gonna
is
tell
understanding.
you categorically that there is not a white wrestler on the indie scene. So let's take Gusten Uberstube, for example.
Well,
Hold on.
Goose is
Let's
a
say-
special
wait,
case.
wait,
Get him
wait.
involved.
No. Let's say-
I think
wait,
Goose
wait,
is
wait,
black,
wait.
low key.
You're talking about
All right,
Goose
I let you
might
guys
be
talk.
black.
I didn't interrupt.
He
Hold
might
on.
be.
Let's
Get me
say
involved. I'm
let's
white.
say
I'll get
let's say
involved,
Gusten Uberstube, for example. Well, no.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go
And-
twice.
And he's our OCCW champ.
Right.
And let's say 50%, is that his name, the rapper?
50%.
50%.
Oh, 50 cents. Okay.
cents.
So say 50 cents. That's his name, right?
Right.
50 cents. All right. Let's say he starts a wrestling league, right?
Right.
And him and Lil John Wayne, the other rapper
Lil-
guy.
yeah, and
all right.
Right,
So let's say
right.
they start.
Right on.
They start right. And they say, hey, Gusten, we're gonna start you at a living wage. You come work for us, right?
Right.
You'll probably be putting over, these other brothers that are, but you might be the heel because you're as German and as white as blah 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 blah.
Right.
You think he's gonna say no? I don't want $80,000 a
See,
year.
but what did you
I've
just
done
say
it for
though?
20.
You said they couldn't get a Hulk Hogan, they couldn't get a this, they couldn't.
What
get
if they
that.
had a Hulk- what if they had The
There's
Rock?
nobody that's The Rock is one thing, but even at that point. When that federation was being made, he was so big in WWF. There's no way he was jumping shit.
My point is, what if they got Kofi Kingston? All right.
Then,
Let's say
then
they
we
got
might,
Kofi
then
Kingston.
we might be able to talk.
I'm just saying, I don't think Gusten Uberstube or Azrael or even Tony Reyes would say, no, I'm not going there. I don't want to make a lot of money.
Hold the phone there,
Don't do that.
Chief.
No. I'm just saying that because he's from the South or
Call
whatever.
him and has
No. I'm not putting him down. I'm saying.
No, but the hypothetical is a little far.
No, I'm just saying he's Southerner, right? That's
Right.
all. Okay. I don't think any of those guys would be like, nah, I don't want a living. I don't want to make.
No, because here's the thing: is you're going okay. They might be okay with being mid carders, but if the treatment and the mentality,
well,
is
they're going to give it a try to
reversed,
find out.
right? But that's the thing is, let's say you find out and it doesn't work out for you.
Then you know what? Then it's no different than 90% of your experience in the wrestling world.
But that wrestling federation, because of what it is and who is running it, will fail faster than a white guy running and having a bunch of white guys holding the titles. It's just common sense.
I don't know.
A black guy having a federation and having a bunch of black champions is not going to be palatable for most of the United States.
I don't know if I don't know if I agree, but we disagree. That happens.
I mean, they're you're
I'm
called
unfriending
minorities
you
for a
from my
reason because there's
Facebook
fewer
now.
of them. So you're already advertising to fewer people. If you're only trying to get black fans, you're only trying to get
No,
Japanese
but you're
fans.
not.
If you're New Japan and you're only trying to get Japanese people, that's why they throw the white people in there to get the American audience.
what I was
to
gonna
come.
say. New
So
Japan is doing real well.
If it's going to be a show that's run by black and it's all black people, they tried to do Brave in Southern California. It was all the guys from SoCal, but just the show didn't ever come together because they didn't draw anybody because nobody came out. Because the wrestling marketplace is also mostly white fans.
Yep.
It's a lot like the comic book marketplace.
I don't know.
Look at the numbers. Look
No,
at
I don't. But I'm
you can
just
look at
saying.
the South and say like, well, maybe there's black people, but if you pan through the crowd, not as many black people come out.
Okay, but white
You
people.
could change that, but no, not if you don't have them anywhere near the top for 30
White people listen to hip hop. White people watch movies like Bad Boys. White people liked what's that show?
They want to appropriate our culture. Don't
They're
mean they
not
want to watch
appropriating
us.
Nothing. They're watching a show that's on TV.
Right.
They're laying their money to go watch a movie.
Because
they would lay their money down to see Kofi Kingston wrestle Gusten Uberstüt.
Did Master P run one? HOG? Is
No,
that a wrestling event by Master P?
He just
No, but like Jason Heisel is
yeah,
saying
he
HOG
just
with
bought
Master
it.
P.
He just
That's
became an
new,
owner
right?
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Well, Robert wants to
Yeah,
chime in.
it's not- yeah.
2008.
Give him the mic.
Named Jonathan Vargas won the lottery in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Opened up WrestleLicious, and he's black, and he has a promotion. But however, it's all women's. Jimmy Hart is his partner, and it's been 12 years, and now they're on Mav
So he
TV.
knew where the mic.
They're on
market
Mav
was.
TV with like with King of the Cage and all that, right?
Yeah, Mav TV, America One, and some other channels.
Can you put that graphic up there so people can see it? Because I want this to get a.
African American or black? It's all girls in there.
Wait, oh, is it like custom matches type shit?
I'm
Don't
looking
put
at
it
the
up
ad,
there.
like
Don't put it
that
up.
ain't a wrestling federation.
Yeah, that
my
doesn't
friend.
look like a wrestling
I'm
federation.
looking at the ad
That
on
looks
the
like a
screen.
customs match.
That's like, you know how
There's
CCW
also a
has sold
guy-
his footage off softcore porn company?
Did they really?
It's
Yeah.
basically a little more athletic glow.
Okay, very well. All right, well then,
The-
I
I
don't
mean-
know if that counts.
Well, Glow was wrestling. I mean,
If
technically.
it makes you guys feel any better, there's also a black guy named Jamal Bostic who owns a spot called GCF, and they cater to all people.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah, you know.
that's a step in the right
Yeah,
direction.
we got.
Black for a while.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
He's like, yeah, what?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's before you guys started in OCCW. I was Malcolm Lex.
please tell me you didn't do blackface though.
No, I didn't do blackface.
I just wanted to make sure.
All right. All right.
Okay, but one thing that I want to ask the fans, the people that are watching, if you've noticed over the last, I want to say 2 months, a lot of the major titles for WWE have been held by African Americans. Do you feel that it's pandering, or do you feel that it is legit that they are trying to make a move in the right direction?
Well, then that's damned if you do, damned if you
Well,
don't.
no, because that's the thing is people are going. I want to know where people's mindsets are because there are some people that believe like, oh yeah, they're just pandering to them, and mind you, they still have not put the WWE title on a black guy. Bobby Lashley's getting his opportunity. We will see
Bobby
what happens.
Ashley blows goes.
See, well, that's the problem. It's like the thing is the guy has all the size, the look, everything that he could do. He's just bad on the mic.
He's about as
So is
exciting.
Brock Lesnar. Put the two of them side by
He-
side, and they're
Exactly.
basically the same human being.
Yep.
He eats grass too.
So I mean that's all. It
All
is.
right, we're gonna shift gears here for a minute. We're gonna take you back. Go ahead.
Okay. There's a lot of black cops. There's a lot of black admirals, generals. Does that mean that the country's not racist?
No.
Well, same principle.
country
Just
is not racist.
Just 'cause
It
some
has-
black people have championship belts doesn't mean
I
that the
ha-
company isn't racist. Because you're looking like how you get to the top and how they treat you on the way up there. And is it equal opportunities all the way up?
You can't say a country is racist. Right?
Well, the
That you're
government-
gonna include everybody in the country.
The government of. I will say it is.
You mean is there systemic racism
Yes.
in America?
Yes.
Oh, of course there is.
Well, you know,
there's
that's
there's bigotry at every level, right? I'm gonna tell you this, all right? I went to go play basketball once.
Oh, see, that was your first mistake.
All right, no it wasn't.
I'm just
No, I went there. No one would pick me on their team. They were picking chicks before me. But you know why? Because I wasn't black, right? When I finally got my ups, because I got the next court. You know how that works.
Right.
I took those fools to town, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, white boy can play. White boy can play." I'm like, "I'm not even white, dude."
You stole that story from White Men
see
Can't
that.
Jump.
No, I swear to God.
All right, Woody Harrelson.
No, you know why? I'll tell you why.
seen
I
it.
can't shoot to save my life. I can pass the shit out of the ball.
Oh,
I can
okay.
rebound.
Okay.
And-
So you
and
like
those
Steve-
guys-
you like
those
Steve
guys are like-
Nash. You
They're
just-
like, these guys are like this, boom, they're getting the ball, and they're, yeah. So
So he
yeah.
hit him with the Steve Kerr. Hey.
Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? This systemic racism, that's
There's
bigotry.
John playing basketball.
There it is.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
that's
Is that
the NWA guys from the 80s. There's like Lex Luger, and they're up against the Charlotte Police Department, right?
it? No shit.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here? Lex Luger plays basketball.
Right? He's
Well, they're
Remember
tall
this at
enough.
all.
All right, now look, this
if I can get my arms up over my head.
All right, how come none of the wrestlers are black?
Surprise.
Oh, it's Booker T. Oh, maybe it's Butch Reed. Is Butch Reed
988,
there?
no.
Look at that.
Okay, so who's
Dusty
who's the guy with
Rhodes,
the
yeah.
ball?
He's going to get up and down the court. Dusty Rhodes. Go,
Give me the ball
Dust.
if you
Is
will.
that Bill Apter?
Yep.
Did he?
Sweet
Yeah, he
Sapphire.
Good for him. He didn't marry Sapphire. There's Sting.
Hey.
Holy cats. You know Sting's like 61 years old.
Right.
Why is Sting wearing sweats in basketball?
Because you know he skipped leg day.
All
He
right,
didn't want
yeah.
anybody to see that.
All right, let's see. The Police Athletic League 33, the NWA 37.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if the Cubs played the NWA in like 1995?
The 99
Totally different
different
guys.
NWA, right?
Yeah, look, they're playing the NWA.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah,
Hey, fuck the police. Oh, Lex Luger sucks at basketball
Lex
too.
Luger just took it to the
Yeah.
rack?
Who just tipped it
Oh,
in,
that's
though?
Barry Windham.
Barry Windham in a
Barry
crop
Windham.
top.
Yep.
Where has this been all my
Look at Lex
life?
Luger.
I've
Look at
never
Lex
heard of
Luger.
this.
Couldn't hit the broadside
He
of a
said,
barn from the
"What?"
inside with a shotgun. Yeah.
That is the most whitest white man basketball I've ever seen.
All
I'll
right,
set
all
the
right.
pick and you do the layup.
Hey,
We're gonna play good fundamentals.
feel free to take that down anytime,
NWA
Robert.
stars.
Lex
I wanna watch
Luger.
the whole thing.
Okay, look at that mullet. Sweet.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Almost
Nothing
got
but
it.
metal. Nice.
Gotta put a little bit more behind that.
Hey, my sister-in-law Leslie Della is watching. Love you, sis-in-law. I just talked.
Nice.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
One for
Bill Chu's watching.
Call that the Lex Express shot.
Justin Lack. All right. We're gonna take you to R.J. Wallace and Joseph Saint weren't here to witness our next match. They were busy putting on a show themselves that day.
We're taking a little trip down memory
We're
lane.
taking a trip down memory lane where an angry Jonathan Malice circled the wagons and held next level. Do you remember what day that was, boys? August 25th in Westminster. August 25th in Westminster. It's our main event match featuring, that's right, the big fellow Othello against Mariachi Loco. That's not this. That's not this, Robert. Okay.
Ooh.
That was
Make the
that
ball
was
there.
that was.
There's tap.
There's me. Look at that.
Havoc. Sorry.
Damn, that's a shiny ass head, man.
You are always walking through the shot, Ian.
I'm always working.
John walks through the shot.
And that's Gooston dancing for. Look at it.
There's Goose and Ubers too. Yeah, we
Next
we pulled
level?
out all the stops. Yes, that's what I said. Next level.
Sorry, I wasn't paying
Very
attention.
good. Well, pay attention because you're on the show.
I'm doing commentary on this.
Joey
one.
the Bull
doesn't
knows
seem to be
something.
moving.
He was into it. Don't worry. I know he was.
Dude, what do they call those bears?
Yeah, I think he's a dancer. Look that up on the internet.
Yeah, that's a great wrestling show.
You know what this doesn't show is the beer garden to the right. Yeah. The tamales, yeah. We didn't have meatball sandwiches that day. We went with tamales, and man, I never made so much money in one night in my life. Not even when I worked at girls' bachelorette party. Oh, I made a ton of money. I sold lube. Whole other story. Okay, here we got Mariachi Loco.
Mariachi Loco seems ready for war.
Oh, unfortunately,
He's the craziest mariachi there is.
there we go. Yes, he's the craziest mariachi there is. What?
You say that with such passion and enthusiasm. He's the craziest mariachi. Arriba!
Where was he during the dance-off?
I know, exactly.
Veteran of Lucha Underground, mariachi is.
Hey, aside from Pedro Morales, can you name a Hispanic WWE champion?
Uh-oh.
He won the title? Oh, yeah, okay.
Mariachi Loco.
That's right. Oh, wait a
Stuck
minute.
the landing. Out of
Remember?
bar.
Do you remember?
Solid.
He missed that one the first
Not
time he
this
did it. He
time,
fell. Yeah, movie magic. Yes. You see that ladder in the background?
I jumped off of that ladder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
remember
you
that.
did.
That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, you also tried to crush my head into the ground with a DDT.
Well, I was trying to win.
It was all cement
My
under
fellow was
that
there. I was a little nervous.
the faux grass. It was.
That is AstroTurf out there.
Yeah,
man.
it was.
Take a tackle on that thing.
God, there was some. There was a lot of talent in and around the ring that night.
This is the biggest venue we've run in. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
there.
B.A. Marcus Frey. Are we going to see
200.
B.A. with him?
Not all of them are on camera
Nice
side.
guy
I know I see some
commentary, yeah.
empty space there, but man, on all three sides, it's a pretty big house.
Commentary team of Lex Icon and Adam Woods.
Yes.
Othello is such a presence. I mean,
Let's get the other
with
fella out to the ring.
That title. You can spot
For some reason, yes. Well, they had to
Come on,
get.
guys, skip to where they're both in the ring. There's Joey the Bull blocking out the sun.
There he is. Speaking of blocking out the sun, look at the size of that man.
Yep.
Your old tag team partner. Not only is he mean, he's lean, and he is. Look at Mariachi is not a pipsqueak. Mariachi Loco is a large man. Speaking of large men, there's one right there. Oh no, the back of my head through the whole.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you can see my hairline. Oh, that's
I mean, Othello's
bad.
got the size and strength
What's
advantage, but
wrong with
Mariachi's got the
Seeing
quickness,
team
the
of Marcus Ray
athleticism.
and
Speed and
Othello
agility, right? Play wonders.
It's a beatdown on.
Oh, and who's that out there? Oh, look at
Oh, there's
that.
a beautiful Adonis standing at ringside too.
Ron Jeremy in the crowd there.
Bully Zone?
The heavyweight champion.
Yes, that used to be Bully
Yeah,
Zone.
that
Back when
used-
they owned cameras before they had to sell them.
And they had got together and broke my ankle about half an hour before this. And I started to see things differently after that.
Yeah,
that's
see, now
right,
that's
that's
a match to watch.
You know, if they're on the same page, man, you can't beat them. O'Shea was a little late because he had other commitments on that day.
Yes, that's
Apparently.
right.
Another show, so O'Shea wasn't there for me. And my
He walked in late holding a hot dog or something.
Yeah, I did manage to sell him a few tamales.
I would not meet Othello in a park. I will not meet Othello in the dark, nor anywhere. Yes.
Now Othello can cut off half of the ring. He's got a wingspan of about 15 feet.
Right?
Really?
Mariachi doing his best to get away.
No.
You know,
absolutely not.
you really, it puts into perspective just how big Othello is, huh?
I mean, he was a tower of a man. I don't know why we say
still
was.
is
He
a
still
tower of a
is.
man.
David and Goliath
Definitely the
as
biggest guy I think Mariachi's ever been in the ring.
tail of the tape. And Mariachi.
Yeah, and Mariachi comes with a shot to the jaw.
Not at all.
That's just gonna piss him off, Mariachi. I tried to do that. It didn't work out for
employing
me.
the speed
Oh, jumping across the back.
and quickness against Othello's strength.
I remember when that happened. I read about it in Sports Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Absolutely.
When Othello, when you
You see that? Alan still has that shirt. I want that shirt back, Alan.
He uses it to repair cars now.
No,
so I
he
don't know
uses
if
it
you
to
want-
pick up chicks. Remember, I'm the super lover. Hey, baby, do you want to go somewhere with me?
Not easy doing.
Now Mariachi
He and
took some time
Heidi
out
still
on
a
the floor
thing?
to think it over. Think of a strategy to bring down the big man.
And I don't know if locking up is the best
I don't think that's
idea
a good
for
idea. He's
Mariachi.
gonna have to stick and move and keep away from Othello.
You know,
He's
you
not
got
gonna be
a
able to
whole
overpower him.
face full of mat there for his efforts. And one thing, isn't said enough about Othello is like, yeah, he's big, but he's not a lummox. So he's not like a Frankenstein in there. He can move.
But
I can't. I still remember that.
I don't know if he can move like that, right?
Now, Mariachi can
that,
move too.
That
He's
rump
showing you
shaker.
right now.
Oh, he's taunting the big man. Clearly, not thinking about his own
I
well-being.
don't know if that's the type of man you want to piss off, Mariachi. It's not gonna work.
Oh
He
man,
is crazy though, by the way.
yes,
Not the most sanest individual.
the
is
craziest mariachi alive, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely. And Marcus Frey just taunting Mariachi Loco.
Are you taunting Mariachi Loco?
You know, that's what I do. Sit at ringside and talk trash.
Amos should actually get rid of Marcus Frey because
Absolutely.
he will not hesitate to get involved.
Mariachi does not know how to handle this man.
Mariachi needs to use his feet in this match, because
And the crowd firmly behind Mariachi.
He has
Wow.
great kicking ability.
Oh, could have got him with his back turned.
I don't think Othello was expecting Mariachi to be there.
Mariachi imploring the crowd to get to his side.
Collar and elbow tie up.
If it doesn't work the first 3 times, why not try it again, Mariachi? If first it doesn't succeed, try again.
Oh, there you go. He's trying to
There
get
you go.
taller. Trying to get taller.
This could pull it off for him. He's got the
No, not at
leverage.
all.
You might
He's
get
not taller
taller,
than
but
him anymore.
you ain't gonna get stronger just because you up higher.
There you go.
Oh, whoa. What's going on here? He takes him outside of the ring. You know what? That's what you call ring IQ. Oh, that wasn't so smart.
Uh-oh. Mariachi. Oh.
Oh, that was. And to the
There you
ropes.
go. Use the speed,
Ducks the clothesline.
Mariachi. Duck 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
Puts him into the ropes. Doesn't put him down, but takes him off balance. Oh,
There
low
you
bridge is
go.
the top
And he
rope.
lands on his feet.
Uh-oh. It looks like Mariachi's
Incredibly
gonna-
agile for a man that size.
Mariachi.
Fakes him out.
Oh, yes. He faked him right out of his shoes.
But Mariachi should
Do a
not
little
try to
dance.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Othello looks
Othello.
less than pleased.
Yeah, he was not happy.
Oh!
Missile drop kick.
What is the count out going to get him? It'll get him the win, but not the time.
Was that off the top rope or the second rope?
Absolutely.
He came off the middle.
Yeah, it was the middle, but he
Othello
got
down
all
to
his
one
foot in
knee.
that face.
Othello taking a knee.
Oh, but that is a mistake.
Caught him right out of the air.
Mariachi.
Oh! You're bigger than Mariachi, but you're not bigger than the ring.
Shot to the corner. A big
Coming
Yakuza
towards the
kick.
camera.
Oh, look out!
Mariachi Loco
Oh,
just
dear God! Get down!
farming.
Oh, that kick was a little low.
Hey!
Hey, what?
Looks like he's shot.
Hey, what's going
Back
on
him
there?
up.
Othello
Pay attention.
until now.
Any
Get
kick
back in
on
the
Othello
ring.
is going to be
He's like
completely
sitting
wrong.
on your head.
Yeah.
Pulling Othello through the ropes with him.
There you go. That's an amazing tactic.
That was good. He's got to watch out for. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Marcus
I
Frey.
think the longer the match goes, the more it begins to favor Mariachi because of the size that Othello's got to carry on his
He's got,
frame.
yeah, he's got to carry those legs around.
Othello's got great cardio.
Oh, and he's got a good buddy. Oh, what is this, BA?
Oh!
Now, wait a
You
minute.
saw
Now,
I was an innocent bystander, and he kicked me in my
I did
chest.
see that.
So what am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to react?
Mariachi struck first.
That's
By any means necessary.
Exactly. Every action deserves an equal or greater reaction.
equal or greater reaction.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. You know, can't argue with that kind of logic.
Not getting the title. So you want to eliminate the strength of
When
Marcus
Othello
Frey,
catches breath
and
here,
then
might be
you've
a
got the
mistake.
big Othello that you have to contend with. And
Pull it
that's
together,
a tall
Mariachi,
task.
if you want to get in this match. Does the referee count in Spanish, Dim, so he's not confused?
I don't know.
Is he a multilingual
Clearly,
referee?
BA wasn't confused because he goes to get in the ring before he get counted out. What a pal.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure that the match kept going. It was only fair.
Mariachi eats a big right hand from the big man. And have you ever seen that man's hands? Oh, you both have.
I've had him around my neck.
Yes, those hands are like hammers, ball peen hammers.
Yeah, like sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Othello.
Oh, and there's BA Marcus Frey.
Very deliberate.
How good of him to make sure that no one is rushing the ring.
That's it. I was there to keep control. I was almost like an enforcer.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to do the jobs that others aren't willing to do.
Little Cholo might come running out, God only knows.
Exactly.
Speaker.
That's his friend! He's his longtime friend, partner.
Yes, I know.
What if Voodoo Master got involved? In this?
Okay, you know what now? Okay. What if Freddie Helmuth came in?
You never know.
Or La Raza.
They could all show up. Biagio could be there. I don't know why, but he could. Theoretically.
You never know. Chavo could have been in the crowd.
Yeah. Now
Chavo
this pace
Sanchez.
favors Othello.
Not that Chavo.
Okay.
Chavo Sanchez, the guy who made the tamale show.
Exactly.
Chavo Sanchez. Oh, there's the white dude throwing out the.
Ooh, choking him to death.
Now, mariachi doesn't need. I mean, Othello doesn't need to use that.
No, not at all. Oh, tough shoulder block.
Mariachi has got to
from
work on the
Othello
legs.
to
You get the big man
And it just
down.
doesn't look
He's
like
90% legs.
Yeah, I
so
know.
there's a chance of that.
No,
Yeah.
not dancing either.
But one of them legs going up and bringing that boot up against your head, you gonna feel it.
Now, speaking of boots, I've actually been super kicked by Mariachi Loco, and so I know how that feels too.
Yeah.
So
That man twisted my nipples.
Yeah, I took a nice little beating from him and Cholo.
Did you have to pay extra for that? Or? All right.
I was as purple as his ring gear, I'll tell you what.
Absolutely. Wants to punish.
oh, look, we have a new addition
Othello
to
keeping him on the
the
mat,
commentary
grinding him
booth.
down.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining our announce team is the inimitable German fitness guru, Mr. Gustin Thunder Uberstud. Welcome, Gus.
Thank you very much. Couldn't sit here and watch a phenomenal match like this without throwing in a few words about these two fine competitors.
And those words would be?
That was it. That was it. They're fine. They're
He's
fine.
like,
They're very fine.
All right.
Have you wrestled Mariachi Loco? Because I remember you wrestled Othello. Did you
I
wrestle
have
the other
wrestled Othello. I've not wrestled Mariachi Loco, but I've been in the ring.
If I recall,
with him in a few training sessions here and there, and as I sit here looking at this, Mariachi and I are about just eye to eye. So that's
just
kind
running
of
into the arms of Othello.
gives me a little reminder of just how massive Othello
Works for a
is.
guy that big.
And
Just too strong.
if he's about to do what I think he's about to do, gonna get a little reminder of.
oh,
my goodness!
drop kick off the attempted choke slam. Oh,
Put him right back down.
jeez. When the boot is bigger than your head,
Oh man, that might have
it's gonna be tough to get up.
He got his way
Coming
out
from
of the
Othello,
choke
that's not a
slam,
boot.
but
That's a boot.
well, and then you got to think about how
Trios.
tall he is. It ain't that far up for him to put that leg
Yeah,
up against your head.
Exactly. He's not exactly stretching to do it.
Hey, I'm not sure what's worse, taking that boot or if he'd have actually received the choke slam there, because I received that choke slam, and that's
If I'm not mistaken, Gustin, you were the last person to defeat the big man Othello in a non-title match.
We don't talk about that.
I'm just saying.
we don't talk about.
We don't talk about that.
I'm kidding.
of us
This guy gets drinks bought for him talking about that. I think he hasn't stopped talking about it.
I think I had him pinned in a tag match. Well, you had O'Shea pinned. And then that
Oh,
It
To the
went
corner.
way it was supposed to go.
I guess.
Hey, I was up in the locker room minding my own business. The next thing I know, I'm getting dragged to the ring by my beautiful locks of hair. And
Probably
a
'cause
match
you
that I had
deserved
nothing
it.
to do with.
I was there. I saw.
Yeah, you
Othello
saw.
dragged him down.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
I saw, and I
Big.
also saw how he cheated with the title.
Oh, he caught him out of the air like he was nothing.
oh, wow. That's a long way down.
The best ride at the fair right there. It's an e-ticket.
The tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah, until you get to the ending.
Yeah. Now, remember I had mentioned earlier about the ladder in the background. What do you notice now?
It's a freak of nature, this guy.
Yes, there are two ladders there.
Right.
Magically. All right. Yeah.
Well, I know one of them was utilized.
I
don't-
jumped off of it to land on this fella.
Reverse. Is it a reverse chin lock?
Yes, that's a.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
So can use that strength to just pop Mariachi's head like
The
a.
amount of strain.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what? I think this is the first time I've ever seen someone wrestle a masked wrestler and not try to unmask him.
Because what's the point? Nobody wants to see that face anyway. It was all about kicking that ass.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, he's not trying to unmask that either. What is he trying to unmask? Come on.
He's not trying to unmask anything. I think he's trying to emasculate this poor fella who's in the middle of the ring taking a pretty good beating, but holding his own.
Pulling up Mariachi.
Oh yeah, Mariachi's no slouch.
Oh, short slam.
Oh, he's putting the boots to him.
Just stomps in the corner.
Oh,
Big dudes shouldn't move that. Oh, no. Oh.
oh,
Oh.
got the
Knees up.
And that-
Flip up by Mariachi.
See, that's why you cannot take
Big man's still
mariachi
not going
lightly.
down.
Oh,
they're
through the
going-
leg. Smart move. Smart move.
Starting to chop him
Yeah.
down.
Mini
Karana
a
from
mini
a kneeling man.
Karana.
On a kneeling man. Not bad.
To the mat. 1, 2.
Now see, when you're that size, you don't want to play the other man's game. He
That's
came
right.
running in, trying to show him he could do a little bit of lucha, and he can do it, but he got caught. You don't want to play Mariachi's game right now.
Yep.
You just want to give him a good pounding and say goodnight, and he might pay for it.
Well, I mean, you can't be playing checkers when it's a game of chess. That's just it's
Or
gonna
Othello.
work against you.
From the inside out.
Oh, drop kick off the top rope.
Sometimes I think you guys set me up.
Big man, but doesn't knock him down.
Yeesh.
Man, Othello just keeps catching him out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
sets him on like a toddler. When you take him and put him on the counter, say, "Hey, oh!"
Oh, that's like Rey Mysterio at the Royal Rumble almost.
Mariachi from here.
Didn't land on his feet that time.
Mariachi getting the momentum of the crowd. What's Mariachi gonna
Joey wants to see some of my wrestling matches. All right, I'll put that up as soon as we put Joey when we feature Joey's involvement in the Battle Royal a couple years back. How exciting that was!
With the
That was
dive.
exhausting.
Oh!
Doing what he's got to do. The tope con suicida.
Yeah, that didn't feel very nice. All I was trying to do was I was out there checking on my boy. Why you gotta jump over the top rope on the both of us?
Because you were doing a little more than checking.
All I was doing was checking. Like you said, I was out there being the enforcer. I had a duty.
I didn't say that. You said
Well, that's what I was doing.
Well,
You
I
saw
don't remember hiring you to be an enforcer. You're supposed to be
hired
a wrestler.
You hired me to wrestle. You
Yeah,
hired
and
me to
there you
handle-
are.
You hired me to handle all things around that in and around that squared circle, and that's what I was doing.
back into the ring?
Othello's like 8 feet tall. What are you doing out there enforcing anyway?
Yeah,
he
that-
can enforce himself.
Because you never know. Mariachi's got a lot of friends in low places.
This is also true. Oh, a sitting chokeslam.
That probably did it. No! Mariachi got the shoulder up.
Props to Mariachi for kicking that
I don't
shoulder
know how I
out.
got out of that because I've been on the receiving end of that, and there is no coming back from that. You come flying down from the air 7 feet, getting driven through the ground like that, your head smacks off the mat, you are knocked out.
Yeah, that's a little more than 7 feet when he's
When
got you up
lift
there like
you
that.
up.
Yeah.
You're looking
The mask,
closer to-
mask had some padding, I think. There.
Oh, he's
No,
a cheater.
we should hope so.
Unmask him.
Is this
Unmask
the
that
heart
man.
punch? Oh, see, I love when I want to see Othello do the heart punch.
Well, if it all pans
One of his
out
best
the way
moves.
Mariachi wants it, he'll be ACCW
Ends
heavyweight
fast.
champion by the end of the night.
Oh,
Oh, semi-super kick from Mariachi.
he's
Goes to
fast,
the
but
midsection.
Mariachi's a little bit faster.
Oh! Reverse flying body
Count,
press.
Alan, damn it. 1, 2, oh!
Alan, take the long way around next time, huh? Shoot.
Kicks out at dos y media.
Hey, we only the best for our referees.
No, Alan was a good referee,
He
but I
was.
want that shirt back if he's not going to come back.
Being frustrated.
This is a mistake.
No more using it as a wash rag, Alan. Bring that shirt back.
No, don't
Using
pick him
it as
back
a
up.
nut
You did all
rag.
that work to get him down. No, leave him on the
What do you
ground.
think what is he gonna do?
Don't pick him back up.
Uh-oh.
You gonna suplex him? He weighs 300 plus pounds.
Really? Jabbing him? You really think that's going to get you somewhere?
And then dancing.
Well, he's dancing.
Mariachi es en fuego.
I've never seen a man get kicked in the face while on the ground and then stand
And
up.
then stand up
The
afterwards.
other way around.
That's what I'm telling you. This man.
Oh!
See, that's what I'm talking about.
What is that called?
Tilt the world into the reverse DDT.
Okay, tilt the world into the reverse DDT.
It wasn't enough to put Mariachi
It's anybody's ball game now. We're back to even. He's not taller than him when he's on the ground.
I wouldn't. I agree
Gorilla
wholeheartedly.
Monsoon say
Count, Alan.
both men ripe for the pickings.
And everybody is the same size on the mat.
First for the
Yeah,
first time in
that's
a long time in this match.
And right back up.
Uh-oh.
Boom.
Straight
Peppering him
legs
with right hand.
to the head of Mariachi.
Jordan Bull getting ready for his fight with Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Othello working the body, working him like a punching bag. Beating him like a piñata, you
They
might
having
say.
a hot dog eating contest?
Yeah. Beating him like a pig.
Well, you don't know what's going to come spilling out of Mariachi if he keeps hitting him.
Can be hell.
God, I hope so.
Whoa.
There's kids in this crowd.
Some yummy candy there, Augustus.
Yeah,
Oh.
he positioned up on the corner. Turned back. Oh, going all the way up. Oh,
Oh
slip.
no!
You gotta be.
No! You gotta work that big man down.
Made it happen.
2 and
No.
oh, it's 2 and 7/8.
Dos y media. 2.5. I think.
Okay, 2 and a half.
Didn't quite get the whole thing.
Didn't get all of that.
But he's gonna try again.
OCCW.
Go, quickly.
Contention.
Do it again.
See if we can make good of it.
No. Oh, damn it.
Alan, get the hell out. That was a Luther-esque move, Alan. Jeez. Wait, is the match over now?
No, what you can't hear
Well,
is
of
the
course not.
audience
You
is all
can't.
chanting.
Can't
"You
match. Can't
deserve
be
it."
able. There's no.
Mariachi slips out the back.
Oh.
Breaker.
It's the best way to win.
there's
a
no
win,
ref.
slip out the back.
What is this? What is this?
I was enforcing.
What is this?
Because I couldn't count the 3. I wasn't an
Sometimes you can win a
official,
match by
but I
saying
was
something.
just enforcing to let them know that the ref was knocked out.
And it works
That's all it was.
Oh.
I told him, I said, all I'm doing is just, I'm up here to help and inform. I told him to hit me if he wanted to.
Here it is. Hard punch. Yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing you predicted that, huh?
What are you gonna do? Count?
Es corazón es muerte.
His corazon, his heart is dead.
Yeah.
He put
Smart, you'd have taken Alan's shirt and made the count.
he put his hands on me.
Hang
I
on,
felt
they
like
giving
I
me
needed
the
to put
shirt
my
back.
hands on him.
Are you serious?
Hey, you
That
know-
hardly looks equitable.
Hey,
You could have won this thing for Othello right there.
Yeah.
Could have made the count yourself. Now look.
There's Cholo.
Finally, he makes his way out.
I don't remember that.
Of course you don't. Knocked out.
I don't remember that.
Oh.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is...
What's good for the goose is good for the get. Oh,
Oh!
My
Cholo!
God, it's a stunner.
I damn sure don't remember that.
And neither does Alan. He's still licking Matt.
Oh,
Who's that?
that could do it.
Yours.
1, 2, and he kicks out of that.
That looked like an insanely slow count to me, didn't it?
Well, I
He's
mean,
like half dead.
yeah, he looks like he's been in a car wreck. Like
Mr.
he's
Allen's got brain
done.
damage. He's been, like not moving for several minutes.
Was that a low blow? Who was that?
No, of
think it
course
was.
Did he
not.
just pop it with the Jimmy?
Of course not. It was a good kick to the stomach.
Oh, face plant on Mariachi.
1, 2, 3. Oh, he
Look at
got
that.
by
Looks like
inches.
another
Slow count or
count.
not, he still got the victory.
Fair and square.
And there's Bully Zone about 60 pounds heavier.
That was before the pandemic. That's why.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. It is a pandemic. It really is. All right, so it looks like Othello is the victor. All right.
Seems like Othello's reign.
That was, once again, guys, what was the date on that?
I love
August
it.
25th,
Are
2018.
you asking them just to rub it in?
Oh.
Look at how many people were in that crowd
OCCW.
on August 20.
All right. For those of you not in the know, we ran. That was what we called counter programming to what at the time I felt was someone trying to take from what I had worked so hard to build.
Classic Saturday Night War.
I was wrong. I was incorrect. And the Gold Coast Federation turned out to be a group of really, really swell guys. Yes, I said swell guys. And at this time, we're going to bring in said swell guys. Joseph Saint and RJ Wallace. We are out of chairs. We are practicing social distancing as we are
Sit on my lap.
as we are distancing ourselves from society.
What's going on, man?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'll move to the back of the.
No, don't.
Yo, won these chairs.
I ain't going nowhere, so come on in and have a seat, guys.
Sit down.
All right, good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hey, Mr. Saint. Yeah, why don't you come over here, Mr. Saint?
I'll stand behind you. All right,
All right.
Missed ya. Where have you been? Hey, we're all still alive. We made it to the 6th month of Jumanji.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's do this. I want you to go stand over here. You stand over here so that we have a little balance in our palette.
So okay. So you wanted to feel a little bit more united.
Well, the bright whiteness of
There we go.
Look, I was getting blinded. We all got to do our part, and this is us doing our part. All right. Now, this didn't happen like, hey, let's get some black guys to come in, and then we'll sit with some white guys. In between, we'll put the Hispanic guy, and then the guy with the interesting orientation. No. Right, we're not gonna do any of that. All right.
I was on the end because I was the only one wearing red. What are you trying to say about me?
You're the Hispanic.
I thought you were Hispanic.
All I'm saying is this is as organic as anything. I didn't even invite half these people here today, and they showed up because we are who we are. And who we are and what we are makes us stronger together. Now, there must be a real reason why GCF decided to show up a week later than they were supposed to. So, for said reason, we're going to hear from Joseph Saint and RJ Wallace.
Yeah, we would have loved to be here a week ago, but with the world as it is, we won't get back into that again. We're a little tired of being home.
All right.
And we would love an audience. We would love fans. We know that's not quite possible yet, but we have kind of a concept of something else. I know that the crowd can't be there, but I think we can put together a show. And so I'm just going to tell you to watch us on social media because we've got an announcement coming real soon on that.
Yes. We're trying to utilize all this.
Let me get this straight. You came on my show to announce that you are going to make an announcement soon.
Came on to your show to announce that, stay tuned. Because
You have a
Stay tuned.
You have a platform, man.
How you guys haven't even showed up for your own freaking podcast? How are people going to stay tuned?
I mean,
when you don't even show up.
Our fans know where to find us.
Yeah.
There's social media. There's an Instagram. I know you've been
At
told
Gold
about
Coast
an Instagram.
Federation.
You've been told about a Twitter.
GCW Anaheim.
See, John, there's this thing called the internet.
I heard of it. Shut up.
Yeah, you know, like,
I read the newspaper. I know it's a
Explorer,
thing.
Google Chrome,
I heard of it.
DoorDash.
Firefox,
Yeah, that's where you guys get all your porn now. That's why you guys go to the bathroom for like 20 minutes at a time. Come out in better spirits. I know. I've been
A
there.
bathroom? I have my own room.
I would
You don't use the bathroom. You use your own room for whatever.
Because I have my own privacy. I don't need no.
Okay.
Oh, are we gonna do that thing where we all get up like the girls do and we go to the bathroom together?
No.
Put on our
All right.
Put on our what?
Let's take a minute to talk about this pandemic and what you were able to do with your wrestling to get your wrestling fix.
Yes.
All right. What have you been following? I know some of the guys have been following the NWA. What is it? Power.
NWA Power.
Others have been watching old reruns of Ring of Honor. Right. For me, I've been, believe it or not, I have DVR'd like a year and a half of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I've been doing a little scouting there. So, you guys tell me, what have you been doing?
I've actually been watching TNA.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not bad.
See, thank you, man.
I think the way they're minimalist, the way they're doing it is they didn't have a big crowd to begin with, and I think their roster or their production values or whatever really play to the fact that there's no one in the crowd. So I think they're doing it better than certainly better than AEW, right? And I haven't
Probably
watched
a little
much
bit
Raw.
even with AEW, maybe.
WWE stole everything from AEW, so AEW was doing something right. I mean, WWE went forever without having any crowd. Then
Right.
they saw AEW do it. And
Well, with the wrestlers and that's well, what are you going to do? No one was prepared for this,
No,
and there's so you can't really criticize them. But I just think that I haven't seen MLW. Are they running their TV show, Azrael?
I think so.
No, I've been watching like the old episodes. Of
Yeah.
They don't have fans in the building.
Yeah, you would like it. Jim Cornette's all over that.
They took him off at a point though.
Yeah, I know.
He's off now.
yeah, you can't get a job anywhere. I wonder what that's about.
Oh man, I mean, he's worse than me. Right? He makes enemies faster than I do, and he doesn't even try. All right, so you've been watching a lot of Impact. Tell us about what Impact is doing. Anything interesting?
I mean, they're getting ready for Slammiversary. That's about it.
Yeah.
They brought back
they
the
did-
TNA title.
Yeah, they
for a
brought back
while
the
there.
TNA World Title.
They did something you would like, John.
What's that?
Someone threw a fireball in Ken Shamrock's face.
No good. Yeah.
You got beef with Ken Shamrock too?
I don't have beef with Ken Shamrock. No, I don't have
You
real
heard that
beef
here,
with
ladies and gentlemen. Ken Shamrock versus John.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'd be down for that. I would whip him like a
SoCal
wet-headed
Uncensored, John
stepchild.
said fuck
I
Ken Shamrock. You
I have
heard it.
no problem with that. Believe me. Believe me.
got a problem
Ken
with
Shamrock,
red-headed
not
stepchildren?
Frank Shamrock. Sorry. Right. Red-headed stepchildren, yes. You ever taken a beating? Okay. Wow. And you?
I've been watching old reruns of everything, pretty much. I
Yeah.
try to keep up with the product right now, but it's not good in general. WWE I can't watch; it's unwatchable.
It really
AEW,
is.
I try and give chances to.
It's like watching Nitro again, like in the 1999.
It's like since they're on to something and it's just not. It's missing.
Yeah.
I feel like they're right there and they just keep missing.
I get the idea that if they had someone who would say, "Hey, this is what you need to do in the match. Do it this way, or you're out of here." No, they have a bunch of friends saying, "Hey, that was really great, man."
Well, and it's also a little ridiculous to pander to a crowd that's not there.
That's yes.
No.
Like if you're gonna do anything, do it like Lucha Underground did. Do your vignettes, do all your character introductions and stuff that way, and then when it comes to the wrestling, just wrestle.
No, it's not that hard. I don't like the AEW product. Period. It has very little consistency, even less believability, and now they're great wrestlers. Those guys are great wrestlers. I think they just have too much free reign and not enough discipline in that they'll do whatever they want. And this is a finish, and we're gonna just get to it however we get to it. It's like
Taken away any authority.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And
Mike Tyson though.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting ready for his fight with
And
Joey
they
the Bull.
banned Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
But they should do like a crossover with Mike Tyson Mysteries, where you had the Mystery Mobile and had him drive that to the ring and get out and like solve a mystery. That'd be great if he came out with a pigeon and
one of
solved
the
an
greatest
AEW
cartoons.
mystery.
They're both on Turner Network.
Like
so,
what
I
a
mean,
good crossover.
what
that would
AEW
be.
mysteries are there though? What if they find old WCW mysteries? We always talk about this.
Oh yeah, like who was driving the Hummer?
and where
I wasn't
Cactus
going
Jack
that far,
is.
but yeah, sure, yeah.
No, the one that ran over. Didn't he run over?
Somebody got ran over in a Hummer.
Well, yes, and then no one ever figured out who it was or some nonsense like that.
Create a mystery and let him solve it.
All right. Okay, we're up against the hour. We're about to call it an evening. I wanted to make one announcement before we went off the air. For those of you who've been watching and wondering and when, right? July 11th, Yankee Doodle Damage, OCCW returns to the live shows. More details to follow. Anything else from anyone else? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching. We know you have many choices and many options in your viewing pleasure. And we want to thank you for taking a little time from your binge watching, binge drinking, binge eating, whatever it is you're binging on these days, for watching us. I'm Jonathan Malice, Tag Team Champions of the World, and for Lex Icon, I want to wish you a strong
Lex.
good night. And hope
it's Malcolm Lex.
Malcolm Lex, and I wish you all